And good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I have not been live on IG or Facebook in a minute. I did a little pop up yesterday. Good morning, cousin Ivan. Good morning. So I want you to come on into the room, invite, share, tag someone, let them know that we're live this morning. I'm doing a pop up to the prelude to the launching of the think tank. So this is just a little snippet of what we're going to get from the think tank. So I want to put it out there this morning. Something I should have been already doing, but because life got in the way and some other things, no better morning but to start today. So we're going to count this as Think Tank Thursday. Think Tank Thursday. And that's what we're going to call this pop up this morning. I believe that this morning's pop up is going to be life changing. This is just not because I'm doing it, but because I believe that God has something just for us. And it's just not for the church world. This is also for those that are in business, those that are thriving in other areas of ministry. I believe that God has really begun to change and shift the world as we know it, because things are just changing around us. Some things are changing. Good morning, Felicia. Some things are changing that's beyond our control. Some things are shifting that we thought we had a grip of, and we can't hold it in our hands anymore. Sometimes you got to give it away. So I'm gonna give a little rules this morning. I don't need for you to like, share, tag, invite someone, let them know that we're live. If you're gonna catch this on a replay, send me some comments. Let me know about the broadcast if it was a blessing, if you enjoyed it. We're building our platform for our think tank launch. That we're going to be launching our podcast, some webinars, some classes to help you to develop more of who you are and the organization and or ministry that you are a part of. I believe that we don't do enough of this. There are a lot of people doing. I'm not replicating anything somebody's done. God actually gave me the think tank last year in 2021, and I've just been working in it and I'm building upon it. So I believe this is going to be life changing, and I believe this is going to be something I think that you want to share with those that are around you. This has been a very pivotal year, 2022, for many of us. It's been different. It's come with some blessings, some challenges, but it's also come with some things that I think that we can work toward and grow. And I believe that's going to be something that we can do. So you all know my motto here is love is what love does. And we're here just to show you how you can love even in a difficult situation. By way of announcements, the month of August, our preaching series for Overcoming Deliverance this month is going to be on relationships. We've been dealing with the ships for the last couple of months, but the month of August is going to be designated for relationships. You may ask, what kind of relationships, Dr. Hendricks? Relationships, family relationships, marriage relationships, singles, blended family relationships, but more importantly, your relationship with God. How solid is that? Is that foundation really solid? Or if a wind can come down, can it just blow you away from your foundation? So the month of August, we're going to talk about relationships. I'm excited about the series that we're going to be delving in for the month of August. So I want to get in today. I want to give you a word. Today's snippet is going to be just one word that we're going to focus on, and that word is think. That word is think. The definition of think is to have a particular opinion, belief, or idea about someone or something. Let me read that again. It's to have a particular opinion, belief, idea about someone or something. How many of us have had an idea about someone or something and it really wasn't true? We have seen on social media, they'll take one thought or one concept and they'll run with it. And it's really not the character of the person, place, or thing. We have to change the way we think and the way we see things in order for them to change. The Bible says, for As a man think of in his heart, so is he. The question remains, what's in your heart that's spilling out on what you think? What's in your heart that's spilling out of your mouth? Sometimes we can say the wrong thing at the wrong time. It could be the right thing to say, but it comes out at the wrong moment. We've got to change the way we think, and we got to change what we say. And I'm really speaking to myself and those that are tuning in. Sometimes we can speak more of the negative and feed more into the negative thinking as opposed to thinking more in the positive thinking. I'm in the mental health field, and one of the things that we actually reinforce, or one of the things that we actually try to teach those that are part of our community, is that you can change the outcome if you change the way you think. And so one of the terms that we use is an anticipatory guidance. So we give them what the expectations are, or what they can anticipate going into the community, or anticipate going into an activity. That is the same thing that we should be doing as believers, those that are in small businesses. Give yourself an anticipatory guidance. In other words, plan to anticipate what might happen. You're saying, but I can't anticipate it because it hadn't happened yet. That's the best thing to do. Anticipate what would happen and what you should do in that moment. If you're not planning, if you're not giving yourself a plan, if you're not writing things down and giving yourself a vision or a roadmap, you're going to find yourself walking around in circles, and you're going to find yourself saying, how did I end up here? So you've got to change the way you think. If you're going to build something for yourself, if you're going to build where you are. Building does not just happen by happenstance. You have to think about what you want to build, where you're going to build it, and how much it's going to cost. The Bible says that no man starts out to build a house, but at first not thinking what it's going to cost them to build it. If you have not built a solid foundation, then whatever you're building on will crumble. You have to think about, what is my next? What's my next move? What's my next adventure? What's my next concept? What's my next move? Where should I move? Am I in a season of relocation? Am I in a season of building, of buying? You've got to learn how to think about where you want to go. Where do you see yourself going by December? You can't think about December in December. Right now, really what we should be thinking, what are we going to do in 2023? Have you planned out? Now, you may not have every step, but where do you want to see yourself going? This is the kind of things that we don't give people. We empower them to do. You need to see where you want to go in the next 8 to 10 months. So you got to think about that. For those that don't know, the Human Mind magazine, for this segment, I'm on the front cover of this. And this is not really what's important to cover, but it's the article inside of the magazine. Inside of the magazine, the article that I have, the article that was written, is called The Think Tank, Building the 21st Century Church. And one of the things that I stated in this article, it says that the church in its infancy, in its birthing, has always been the pivotal point of any community. The church was the building block and the stepping stone, especially for African Americans. It was the place that we all could go and get the resources that we need. Now that has shifted, because now we have moved to a more virtual type hybrid space ministry. And now we have found a lot of people struggle with that. I believe this. I believe the church can still be the pivotal point, even in a digital age. I believe your ministry and your business can still be effective, even in a digital age. We now have to start thinking, where is my next digital footprint going to be? Where is my next digital impact going to be? You have to think about those things. Thinking where you want to go is pivotal of where you are now. I know me personally, I don't want to stay where I am right now, mentally or physically, because I see myself going in a new direction, a new level, and I've got to be prepared for what is to come. So, the Emerging Leaders Consulting Firm, which I've just recently launched, is designed to help you to refocus where you're going. And one of the concepts that I'm going to start, that's going to be launching, is the autopsy of your ministry or your business. What has died that you need to resurrect? What new concepts or new ideas that you need to let emerge? And the other thing is, how do you see yourself where you are? And what are your expectations for the future? I believe that we have to reevaluate how we think. We have to reevaluate what we see. We have to reevaluate the circle that is around us. We have to reevaluate who we let into our circle. But more importantly, you've got to let God guide this ship in the next season of your life. I believe that if you're going to be effective, you got to change the way you think. Thinking is the most important concept that you're ever going to embrace, because you think about it before you do it. It comes to your mind. An idea comes to your thought pattern before you do it. So you got to change the way you think if you're going to move forward. I'm done. This is just a little snippet of what I want to give you. So my podcast is going to be launched. It's going to be the Think Tank in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Look out for that. We're getting ready to release some curriculum, a webinar that we're going to release. I'm excited about this next phase of my life. I'm excited to bring you a part, that you be a part of what God's doing in my life. I believe this, that God has something in store for you and I. And it's going to start with how well we think of ourselves. If no one's told you today, let me be the first to tell you I love you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And remember, love is what love does.